Okay, good afternoon, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. There are many things you may have heard about Hambantota International Port, which most of it negative. There have been times we were the darling of media for all sort of wrong things, wrong reasons. And I think more than once we were tagged as a white elephant. But it's a story of a past, and now with the new management, which is all about 5 years, have changed things, and you hardly see now negativity directed to us. We change only few things. Before I start the presentation, I just wanted to share this. We changed few things. We created a customer-centric environment. We created efficiency and good service quality with reliability. So that changed everything, 180 degrees. And now you can't see these things in the media. So we know this forum is talking about EV production, technology, retail market, all these things. And you may think, what is this guy is talking about, a port? Because we are also in your supply chain. If you manufacture a vehicle, so that should reach your customer. So we take care of your vehicle. Of course, you will deal with your shipping line, but they will look after during the sea passage only. We will look after when it is at the port. Why I am telling so confidently, I think more than 70% of Indian exports routed via Hambantota International Port, though you know or not. So I'll take you through the presentation now. You can see the vehicles being parked in, sorry, we don't need, no? Parked in the port. The port is full of vehicles. So that's how we have created. So through this presentation, I will take you through, I will give you more information. Okay. So we want to say we are ready for EV. Hambantota International Port is a public-private partnership. So we are a collaboration between CM Port Hong Kong listed company and Sri Lanka Ports Authority. So accordingly, this HIPG, Hambantota International Port Group, has been formed where we are working. We look after business development and operations. And of course, there is another company has been formed as HIPS, that is where the more control of the Sri Lanka Ports Authority, that means the government, which look after port security, safety, navigation, and the other common user facilities. And if you talk about the CM Port global presence, so we are almost everywhere in the world. We are not just in India, we are not just in Sri Lanka or China or in Asia. Of course, we are in Europe, US, Australia, Korea, Africa, everywhere. 50 ports being handled, controlled by CM Port network. And if you know, we are just 10 nautical miles away from the main shipping route east to west. So we are very strategically located because the port is at the southernmost tip of Sri Lanka. So you can see in the presentation how we can cater the Indian, the Bay of Bengal and African regions through Hambantota Port. That is why we have managed to attract your volumes from India. And you can see the port is not empty, full of vehicles. So we have created one-stop center for RoRo, and best transshipment connectivity, value-added services for vehicles. We have not just providing RoRo handling. We have placed SOPs to develop the business, and we do daily basis inspections. And of course, we look after your insurance matters as well. If something happens to your vehicle within our port, inside our port, we pay. I mean, if that is proved, it happened inside the port, of course we pay. So you need not to bother about that matter as well. So why we are that much confident? So I will tell you in a later stage. So we have about 33,000 slots within the port, and 24/7 CCTV coverage, and nobody can enter the vehicle storage area without our approval, and yard has been fenced. So last December there was a time more than 30,000 vehicles were parked inside the port. So this is something newly added because we realized the demand is increasing. So immediately we prepare one area which cost about 2 million USD. So there are some news about that. I just wanted to show you that when the necessity is arising, we are giving the solutions. Of course, I think in entire Asia, there is no proper port management system for RoRo handling, including some big names in the ports. But we have. So these type of, online customer inquiries, high productivity levels, high quality services, efficient cargo delivery, all these things being controlled through a port management system. So you can see how we are, how serious we are in this business. And all these things require for RoRo, vehicle handling inside a port. So if we do not give these services, so your vehicles will be having a lot of issues on the vessels and at yards. So if we are not properly handled, your vehicle will be damaged. So we invest on all these things to look after your vehicles. So we got this recognition last month in India, Chennai, from MOL for handling their vehicles more than 1.5 years with 0 accidents. So you may not consider this accident matters during the passage to, from the production to reaching your customer, end customer, but that's a very critical thing. So we invest on that, and we have proved what we do. So it's a very, very stringent process to meet these demands. Since I have very limited time frame, I'm taking you through very fast. So we realize the yard, we have to expand further because demand is frequently increasing. India and we receive from Japan, Korea, and Thailand markets. So we are expanding our yards. So, and some of the EQ we have realized. Okay, I have to explain this a little bit more. I think we are getting ready for future. That means EV. So currently we have about 5 charging units within the port in case your vehicles face any issues on board or as soon as it is discharged. So we are going to increase it up to 25. I know for certain transshipment ports in this region, big names, they have only 2. And procure new equipment for special towing requirements. In addition to that, we have the new project called Vehicle Value Addition, that is for the used vehicle repairs, and sometimes they want wash or some small type of value addition. So we have a separate project for that as well. So that means we diversify in the same industry within RoRo, and this is the model of that project. So you can see, during the COVID period, we all went through a very bad situation, but we can tell you very proudly, even 1 minute we didn't stop operations due to COVID reasons, and not even due to any reason happened during last year. I need not to explain, you all know. We manage 24/7 operations throughout the year. And this is some thing that I think you may not have seen before. This is going to be the future Hambantota International Port. So I think stage 3, which is to come in the future. So within the port we have an industrial park. So for the investors to invest within the port. So we have about 306 hectares of land for investors to come there and do investments. I mean, you can, because that is a free port, free trade zone within the port, and land currently being utilized about 36.5. So you can see how our investments have grown up. Actually, our CEO has introduced a concept, HIP speed, which created more efficient process for the investors to start their projects within the port. So you can see how we have grown year by year. And so I need to clear another area. So you can see the investors from where? Sri Lanka, United Kingdom, Japan, Singapore, Korea, Malaysia, Maldives, Switzerland, and China. Some of the, some of the projects being constructed at the moment. So RoRo, I'll tell you, when we took over the port, 2017, before we taking over the port, the volume which was handled is about 95,000, which is about 50,000 imports and about 45,000 transshipments. So within a year, we made it double. And you can see year on year how it went up. Last year we managed 558,000. So I think I need not to explain how, but that proves what we have done there, how our customers think about us. I think my time is up, therefore I will go faster. So we are not just doing RoRo. Of course, we have dry bulk, oil and gas, container we have not yet started, but it is in our plans, marine services, 4 vessels, and we have industrial park where the industries can be started, and energy center for LPG and bunkering, LNG in plans, and of course, we have logistical park as well. And we are not just doing business, but of course we are doing a lot of CSR projects. For the last 5 years, we have done more than 63 projects, which have costed us about $500,000 USD. And of course, we also concerned about the environment. We are green port concept. If someone has visited the Hambantota port, they will tell you how green the port is. And of course, we use electrical vehicles for our port operations. And of course, we do cold ironing, and we are the port who introduced paperless systems in the port industry, the port day-to-day work in Sri Lanka. And we are the only port in Sri Lanka have got these ISO certificates, ISO certified. And you can see quality, environmental, occupational health and safety. Those areas we have covered. Not only that, we have been awarded for the CSR projects that we have done in Dubai last year. And of course, consecutively in 2020, 2021 and 2022, we were awarded as the Multipurpose Port and Terminal of the Year. Both happened in Dubai. So, why HIP, Hambantota International Port, is important to OEMs? I think whatever we talk about, all these good practices and etc., finally the cost also comes into action, whoever said whatever. So in this region, I think it's very common that there are hidden charges in port handling, but there is no hidden charges in our system, only tariff items and guaranteed productivity. That is very key, very critical. 24/7 operations, best connectivity, no berthing delays for your carriers, skilled stevedores. So we invest a huge money on that aspect, and zero accidents. That is very critical for you, ladies and gentlemen. So as a port who are handling this RoRo, we know that is cargo, unlike containerized cargo. So last year we handled, I think yesterday I told, 558,000. We had only one accident. So your vehicles, your cargo is being protected with us. Don't worry about it. And accept liabilities. That is also very key thing. In this region, anywhere, no port will take the responsibility. No port will compensate the damages. So, but we do it. We have done it, and your carriers know it. We have a blanket insurance cover. Flexible environment for OEMs to directly contact HIPG and negotiate terms and conditions for a fruitful business relationship if necessary. So you can be in touch with us. So we have facilitated the long-term storages as well, because sometimes you want to quickly dispatch your production. So I quickly finish it because the very limited time was given for me. I hope that I gave the message that I wanted to give you. So thank you very much.